For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Big news earlier today as Derek, Mike, Jeff came on the program an hour ago. They announced their plans for the 2025 football contest here at Circa. $6 million guaranteed for Circa Millions. $15 million, Pauly, guaranteed for Circa Survivor. And a brand new Survivor contest with a $100,000 entry fee. $1.5 million is guaranteed into that. And we head out here to the Progressive guest line as our next guest has been a part, and he has won Circa Survivor in the past as Greg Jones. L.A. Joneser joins the program now. Greg, good to catch up today on the program. How are you?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, doing well. We wanted to get your reaction to that. Were you thinking around $15 million for the guarantee this year?
I thought it would be 20, and I thought they would do unlimited entries just to, because there's another contest, and maybe to take them from getting any momentum. That's kind of what I thought they might do to stop people from, 10 in here and 10 in the other one if they wanted more than 10. But but they did 15, and that's great.
Okay, so explain this now, your history here, because you have been, you were one of the 4 winners back in 2023 when the pot was more than $9 million. And you were buying pieces last year at the end, throughout the season, actually. And how did that go for you?
It went really well. With Circa Survivor, I think I got knocked out week 5, and I wasn't ready to be done. One of the guys who bought into me the prior year, Brian Sachs, had an entry partially for sale, so I invested in that. I ended up buying 3 entries, and 2 of them ended up finishing. And then, like in week 13, I bought into an entry, and they also ended up finishing. So 3 out of the 4 ended up winning. However many won last year, I think it was around 10 or something like that.
So you were looking to buy pieces pretty much throughout the entire year.
Once I got knocked out, yeah. Then I bought 3 in week 5, and they went the whole way. So I didn't really do anything after that until late in the year. Me and Spooky got into an entry that had the clearest path. And week 13, they ended up finishing also.
Incredible. Great job. You made a good point off air about, hey, you can come in $10,000, and then you're still in a great position because, you're talking about a dog and the middles that are available.
Yeah, it was nuts. For an hour and a half, every team on the last weekend was losing except for Brian's team who had Arizona late.
Yeah.
So he had a chance to scoop. I had 20% of $16 million for an hour and a half. But yeah, I think that's another thing with Survivor, why the $1,000 isn't, you're always going to be on a favorite. So you always have hedge opportunities. If you make it past week 5 or 6, the entry's worth, $20,000. So you could pick up a couple grand betting the dog, maybe middle, I think it's got to be part of someone's football investment strategy.
Yeah. If you had to bet on it this year, would you think they're going to get to 20 million overall in the regular Survivor?
I think I don't know because of the other one that's happening. I don't know how much that'll impact it, but I definitely think they'll make their guarantee. I would have thought in 20 for sure, but now. Okay. I don't know.
What was your reaction an hour ago? 45 minutes ago now, when Derek said the new contest is Circa Grandiosimo, and it's $100,000 per entry.
I thought it was going to be 20, so it was way more than I thought. If I entered $100,000 contest, I would lose half my stuff because my wife would leave me instantaneously. So I'm hoping that Spooky puts together a syndicate to get into, which I am. The way he networks, I'm sure he's got 100 guys lined up already to throw in $1,000.
You think they'll get to 15?
I do think they'll get to 15. I do think to get to 15, there's enough, like you said, enough poker players, enough people, that want to take a shot, to be the super winner.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
22 is my my prediction.
22.
Okay.
Okay.
You already got a number. Excellent. We brought this up on air with this widow in Massachusetts, and her husband had over $100,000 in futures on the Celtics, and it paid close to $400,000. And he got good numbers, and at the time, the Celtics ran through the first round and were $8 favorites to beat the Knicks. But she went to gaming, and then along with DraftKings, they agreed to give her money back. So we kicked it around, and you were one of the first people to come in and respond about, hey, I have a death book. After this guy had all these tickets and then the app, and then the widow got the money back for $100,000. Can you take us through this, or what you do and what your wife knows and doesn't know?
Yeah, it's like a death book. And I just write down all my passwords and accounts and what account it deposits into, and the website and all that stuff. Just just in case she can, something happens, she can just go through. She kind of had a promise not to go through it until if something happens to me. So it's kind of a good deal. You know how some people have like open marriages, don't ask, don't tell. That's how our gambling is. Like, don't ask, don't tell. I can't do any of that other crazy stuff, but she stays out of the gambling stuff. She probably doesn't want to know. She hates it. So
okay, so she has no idea what you're like on a daily, weekly, yearly basis.
No. She other than the Survivor checks, which she snatched like right away and put in accounts.
Of course, yeah.
Other than that, yeah. It got me a pass though for a couple of years at least, I think.
They better have. Sure. So you thought about this idea? How long because it's all in like a fancy notebook that you showed. How long ago did you think of this idea?
I've had it for a couple of years, and I just write down, with all the, the proliferation. I'm in LA, so it's hard to get down on stuff usually, but with like Profit X and like all these other, exchanges that are now open up in California, I just, wanted to have something even for myself so I don't forget an account or something like that.
Yeah.
So with all the guys you run with and all the people you know in this industry, what other stories do you have or do you know of if they're not married or they don't trust their wife or if they tell their buddy, et cetera, hey, if something happens to me, go here, this is it?
Yeah, I don't have anyone where I'm like I'm their tell, who knows what's going on with their stuff. Gamblers are kind of weird, right? They are very private about stuff like that, So.
But you don't know of anyone who has a similar arrangement, or maybe I do not. Okay.
All right. So your overall game plan then for attacking football contest this year, you're going to do the 10 Survivor here, I'm guessing, right? All on your own.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to do 10 on my own, and then I'm going to have some pieces with some buddies, that they're going to do under their name. That's like last year with the Survivor. I didn't bug anyone. I didn't offer advice or I didn't want to jinx it. I just let them run. So I'll have 10 that I control, and I'll have a couple pieces of friends and stuff that'll just going to do what they're going to do.
And so whatever they go with, you're going to be fine with at that point.
Yeah. There's no I don't ever want to have debates or argue or it's kind of I don't want to jinx it.
There you go. That makes sense. And then so you keep referencing the other one that's going to be in town now. The Westgate announced that they're going to do a $5,000 Survivor contest. What is your level of interest there?
I don't think I might do their college, but I the guys at Circa, they're so good. They've been so good to me, Derek and Mike and Jeff. I don't think I would support another contest that competed with them just because, I don't know, just they probably don't care, but but I don't know. I'm not that way. So.
All right. Very good, Greg. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes today and joining the program. We appreciate your reaction to that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say the one thing about you guys had asked me about Sean Perry before and him shutting the chop down. That never happened. There was never a thing where he was the only one to decide. It was 4 or 5 guys said, yeah, maybe let me know if you get everyone and we'll talk about it. But it was never something that he killed or he was the only one who had a decision. Everyone read this stuff on the internet about him being sketchy about fantasy baseball and some poker debts, and no one really wanted to get in business with it after that came out. No matter what anyone says, Circa's not going to get involved. So you could have a legal contract and everything to chop. And if the guy says, screw you, sue me, you're going to have to chase the money and it's going to get ugly. And no matter what your legal paperwork says, because Circa will only pay the guy on the ticket.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're spot on.
So be careful if you team up with people who you're teaming up with, and like know the person and trust them and all that stuff would be my advice going in this year.
Very good. Yep. Thanks, Greg. We appreciate that.
All right, guys.
Good job.
Take care. There you go. L.A. Jones are on X as well. Join us on the Progressive Guest Line. He won it, one of the 4 winners when the pot was more than $9 million back in 2023. And there you go. He told the story about last year as well, getting involved throughout the season, week 5 right around there, and then coming back again in week 13.
I wanted to set the record straight there as well. That's fine. And also interesting that, okay, you've made it this far. You make the call. I'm not going to jinx it. You control the pick. And
I kind of like that, actually.
I don't mind that. And the other one, he's living right. Because remember his story that he put in his pick on accident on the Thanksgiving Day game with the Packers and Lions.
Yep.
And the proxy called him Saturday about who are you taking. He goes, what are you talking about? I'm out. I had the Lions. No, you picked the Packers on accident, and he won the contest.
Mm-hmm. It's an amazing story.
Yep.
His mom had just passed away, right? And so he thought he put in the wrong team on Thanksgiving, submitted it, and the guy's like, no, you're good to go. Couldn't believe it. And that's what it takes, though, sometimes, right?
That's a whole nother level about lucky. The other thing is what a pop that is for Survivor Sweat, that the guy comes in and buys some entries week 5, week 6, and then 3 of them make
even like week 13
deep runs.
Like there's always a chance, right, to come and get in.
Yeah.
So
what happened?
I think I threw an extra syllable in there, by the way. Grandissimo is the name of the contest for $100,000. And his initial gut said 22 people would get involved. Intrigued. One guy listening said, I'm good. Going to wire the money. I'll be there tomorrow.
9 a.m. Ready to go.
Sign up.
There you go. So they got 1. 14 now required for the guarantee. That's awesome.
We have game 2s on the betting board tonight. Still unpacking the carnage that took place last night in the Pacers-Knicks game. We'll tell you about some bets that we like tonight and beyond coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good to have you on board here on a Thursday. We're already scrambling, like trying to still process the new contest here and Survivor, by the way, on its own, of people we need to get on the program like ASAP. Again, because we were going in fresh today to the news, and they popped it with a $100,000 contest now.
Well, perfect timing. Sean Deeb's in studio Tuesday.
There you go.
Poker player.
Poker player, yeah.
And prop better, right up his alley. And I know his family watches, his buddies watch the show as well. Can't wait to talk to him. Phillies, in the madness, too, of what also transpired last night in the NBA. It has been a wild 12 hours. The Rockies lost 2-0 to the Phillies. It's the worst start in the modern era. Go back to 1901. They're 8-42.
Yeah.
They've lost 17 of 19. I believe it is the second worst run differential since 1900 as well.
Which one was worse?
The 2023 A's.
Oh, 2 years ago, how bad they were?
8-42. What? I mean, you're on pace to lose 136 games.
I'm telling you, the updated win total, when it was 44.5, if it's anything above 40 still, you probably got to look at the under, don't you? And, by the way, you know what that means in terms of the most wins in May market?
Yeah, Phillies did it again.
As we speak, Philadelphia leads now the month of May with 15. They are in the solo lead. Tigers can tie them tonight with a win. Come on, guys. We need this one at 16-1 overall.
Yeah. But this is also what you're supposed to do, though. They're 19-3 against teams with a losing record.
Oh, yeah, and the schedule
set up. What you're supposed to do.
Beautifully
right?
for him.
I didn't see Chris Bennett put it up this time, but I wonder what the price was. Would they sweep? It was a 4-game set. Remember, they were minus 270 to win the series only. And I give Marquez credit. He hung in there. His numbers are
he's good
atrocious,
today.
but he was good, yeah. So I don't think that the Knicks can come back from a devastating loss like that.
Oh, 100% they can.
Really?
Yes.
Flush it, come right back.
Wipe it
Forget
away.
about it. And if you blow them out tomorrow, okay, it's 1-1. We're going to Indiana.
Look, the number's up to 6 now at Circa.
I can't
Up
believe
to
it.
6. That might be a different story here.
right.
That's kind of a high number.
Uh-huh.
I would say this.
The same thing happened in the last series. Well, okay, Cavs had a bad game. Indiana was great from 3, come out.
Yeah, but the Knicks did not have a bad game last night. They had a bad 2.5 minutes at the end.
So it was obviously gloomy Gus afterwards. I did talk to Brian Mahoney, who was there, and he just, he kind of agrees with me. I don't know how you come back from that. Humans was, threw that out there as well. He wasn't as strong. Humans said, it's hard to come back with something like that, but that is just absolute devastation. It's an all-time choke job.
Well,
all-time.
It's
all the stuff. It was all over. We retweeted all of it. We got to a little bit at the top of the show. This stuff has never happened before.
Give me the comp for the collapse.
What's the
comp?
comp?
Go back 25 years.
Yeah.
Atlanta in the Super Bowl?
That's fair.
That's the all-time comp, right?
Because the Knicks, Indiana hit like a 15-16 team parlay in a 3, but it only had 3 minutes to do it.
All right.
You have to score every time down.
You have to hit a 3 every time down.
That too. The Knicks have to miss free throws. They have to have a turnover at least and take a couple quick shots.
You had to have a couple of reviews go your way.
That too. And you need to have your challenges. Hello, Thibodeau, you blew it.
Yep.
Good job, Carlisle. The 2 biggest challenges they won because he was able to have them, and also his timeouts. And then the Halliburton shot, which I can't believe. I've seen it on a free throw. But then to hit the back of the rim, go straight up. It goes out of the screen. And then it goes in.
It was Old Faithful.
Then he does the choke with Reggie Miller. And, wait a second, it's only a 2. We're going to overtime.
Yeah.
I thought that was the kiss of death. Then the Knicks are up 4 in overtime. Should have been 6. Missed the goaltend. Come down. Nemhard hits a 3. All of a sudden, a 6-point lead. Nope, it's 4. Now it's down to 1. He hits the 3.
When did you think about maybe the Pacers can win this game?
When they got when the first review went their way, when it was 29 seconds, Knicks ball up 5, and they said no foul on Siakam. It's their ball. OG lost it.
Right.
And then they hit the 3. So with the ball down 5, I said, wait a second, this can happen. Then they hit the 3. It's a 2-point game. And I thought Towns would knock him down because he's 90% in the playoffs. I thought for sure OG was going to miss one.
So that's exactly the time that I thought, okay, this is real. I had no time to react and get a live bet in at that point because they came down and hit a 3 immediately. And then at that point, it's a 2-point lead, Knicks in charge, 22.1 seconds left, and the Pacers were 8-1 to come back and win the game. Plenty of time, but I'm like, well, that's the first number that I'm seeing. They were probably like 50-1 10 seconds ago, so I'm not going to take them, and that was dumb. Because I should have known in my head, like, everything's going their way right now, and it's only a 2-point game, and after that, still the Knicks were trying everything they could to give the game away.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just one guy who missed a free throw. It was 2 guys who missed a free throw. And then basically back-to-back possessions where Hart trips on the inbounds pass. They nearly turn it over. Then later, Brunson spikes the ball off the ground to OG. Should have been a turnover, and eventually that led to 1. It's like, guys, what is happening right now? How are you unraveling this badly when you could not possibly be playing like that, and you need to put a bow on the game and get to game 2 up 1-0. But maybe the Pacers come out and they don't shoot 75% in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, they keep knocking them down though. I know. And the other thing that has to scare the hell out of Knicks fans is how again they outscored big time with the starting 5 on the floor, minus 16.
And 77-61 last night.
This is just one of the craziest things in sports history. Down 7+ in the last 50 seconds. Teams going back in playoffs were 4 and 1,702. The Pacers have 3 of the wins, and it were in the last month. It's
like the Miley Cyrus song. It can't stop, you won't stop.
One stop, the Knicks get it's over. One stop. One missed shot. Couldn't happen.
Make your free throws.
23 points in the final 3 minutes of regulation. That's a record. Knicks up 14 with 2:40 to play. Teams were 9-94-0 in that spot. Down between 7 and 9 points, 90 seconds. Last 25 years, it was like 2 and 698. Mm-hmm. And then it just. How about down 15 plus? It happened 6 times in the playoffs to them. They've won 4 of the games. And this is ridiculous. Just an all-time collapse and choke job, and we'll find out what they're made of tomorrow.
Neesmith had played in 46 career playoff games. He had one 20-point game. He scored 20 points and had 6 straight threes in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
You can't stop playing. You can't.
No, and by the way, they don't.
No, that's true. And they also, he's wide open on a lot of them.
So
got to do better. You got to close out, switch. I thought Draymond was good on that. Barkley pointing it out. It's like, why is this guy wide open? The one, heart fell. Nothing you can do. But just relax. You give up, stop playing, and next thing you know, we got a game.
The Knickerbockers out-rebounded the Pacers 46-39 last night. JVT put me on a guy to look at in game number 2 for rebounds, and I have laddered him. I'll tell you who that is coming up in about 20 minutes when we get to our in-pocket plays. I have made 3 different bets already, laddering the guy's rebounds up for game 2 in that series. I'm betting Naz Reid again tonight. Yep. I can't get enough of the guy, even though I lost and got pounded on one of the props from game 1, and that was points and rebounds. He had a lousy night shooting, tons of open shots. I have not bet him scoring tonight. I might, because I think the open threes are going to be there. I did bet him over 5.5 rebounds at plus 122 in the game tonight, because again, he got 8. He had 8 rebounds in the first game.
Yep.
And he killed them on the glass in the regular season. And I do think that there's an angle here where Gobert is just kind of useless overall and might not be on the court.
I'm going over 19.5 points for Randall. And the run he's been on, it's been sick, what he's done in the playoffs.
By the way, the game's up
back. He's gone over that number every game but one. Going back, check the game log.
I like it. I like
28, 29, 31, 24, 24, 18, 23, 25, 22, 27. Awesome in game 1. And what did Finch say after? Got to do a better job getting the ball and more looks.
Sure. He's reliable.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think they'll shoot like that again. And I don't mind Naz Reid over 1.5 made threes either after the worst game of his life.
Game's up to 8.5, by the way, tonight.
8.5?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, 8 and 217 at DraftKings. Okay, introducing the $500 trifecta from GBank. First bet and Visa. All you need to do is open a GBank Visa signature card today. In the first 90 days, deposit and play through $1,000 at first bet to trigger the $500 trifecta. You get $200 in cashback rewards on your GBank Visa signature card, credit card, and first bet will give you a $100 deposit match. Visa completes the trifecta with a free Visa Pro subscription through August 31st, $200 value. That's the $500 trifecta from GBank, First Bet, and VSiN. Head to VSiN.com/GBank, VSiN.com/GBank. This one-time promotion limited to customers opening a new account in response to this offer and will not apply to requests to convert existing accounts. Apply today. Terms and conditions apply. Great idea. Get the trifecta.
Props for tonight. Caitlin Clark is in action.
Yeah.
Angel Reese rebounding numbers. 5 more games in Major League Baseball. Maybe some dinger props to look at, NBA action, a lot of it coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Another day, another A's game to go over the total at home. 7-5, they trail the Angels. Boy, the A's are struggling all of a sudden, too.
A long losing streak.
Yeah.
And the Angels have the winning streak going, I know.
No, A's giving up a lot of runs here at home to the Angels. I mean, L.A., this is something to, again, monitor like every day as it's going to be warmer in Sacramento. The Angels are unloading home runs against this team.
Yeah. I told Ozzie to take the Angels. It could get there, but it's kind of backwards. Severino 0-4 with an ERA of 7 at home. So I think he was out by sometimes the damage was done. But,
it was the bullpen, yeah.
Yeah, but, okay, not bad. The other one, too, is you've been on this as well. I made a mistake with the side in the Red Sox game. You got to pound these unders.
In the cold weather?
Oh, it's 35, 40 degrees with wind. Not even close. Look at the last 3 scores of the Red Sox games. Yankees played today, same conditions, 1-0.
Yep.
Which these guys are miserable. They want to get out of there. And imagine trying to hit a fastball when it's 35 degrees.
No, that's spot on. Those, it's Orioles, Red Sox, by the way, postponed tonight.
I was going to be on that, but that was canceled. I think the streak comes to an end, my friend. I'm going to go over 4.5 team total with the Pirates.
Oh, my God. Why?
I got a couple of reasons. If they can't do it, they set the record, by the way. 27 in a row if they can't do it. So Milwaukee doesn't know who they're throwing, and then their bullpen is shot as well. So whether it's the guy coming out taking one for the team, and then the bullpen is spent, if not now, when? If we can't do it.
How about
if
never?
They can't do it, it's not happening.
Not going to happen.
They would set the record.
I'm seeing Savali.
No, they said they didn't. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm seeing Savali's going to go, but let me get you some numbers here on Aaron Savali this year. He has not pitched since March 30th when he went 3 innings against the Yankees.
Okay.
This was the opening series of the year.
Oh, yeah, with the torpedo.
5 runs.
Not bad.
All earned.
Yep. And Burrow is making his first start for the Pirates.
But that you don't care about him. All you care is about the Pirates scoring runs.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to take one for the team, too, because their bullpen is shot. So Pittsburgh gets it done today. Plus money, too.
Look at you. Let's walk on the wild side here tonight.
Hey, why not? Why not, huh?
Well, what do you think of the Tigers at home? It's Flaherty against Bybee. I don't really like either one of these guys this year. Bybee's numbers are really, really bad compared to like last year and other years, and Flaherty was in rough shape until his last start. And the Tigers, this team that's been red hot at some spots below $1.20 here in the game tonight. Also, the total's like at 8.
Yeah, that's surprising. Well, it's all about my guy Green, Riley Green, hitting .350.
Agreed. 9
home runs, 25 RBIs. This guy's crushing it.
Maybe home run prop tonight?
Been awesome.
He's higher than 5-1 to smack a dinger.
Not bad. 2 total bases is plus money as well.
Okay.
That's good.
And
very good.
Then we have the return of George Kirby tonight for the Mariners, taking on McCullers and the Astros. And the total, I think I agree with this move, actually, with the total going from 8 to 8.5. Kirby, first start of the year, he did touch 97.5 miles an hour in his rehab assignment. And this is a guy who doesn't walk anybody for the most part. Now, that said, first start, I would think maybe like 5 innings. If they get that out of him, they're going to be super happy. I think I'm looking at this more long-term for the Mariners because if Kirby can come back and be healthy and they eventually get Logan Gilbert back, then we're talking about a team that will be a true contender this year in the American League because their pitching has been it's turning the corner again to where it was like a month ago, and the offense was seeing an uptick. So good combination of things, and I bet them at 33-1 to win the World Series 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay. Also, Drake Baldwin going against with Atlanta and Washington. Drake Baldwin is 16 for 28 last 10 games. He continues to rake.
He's your guy in the National League Rookie of the Year market.
Yes, he is. He's going against Williams, and he's plus money to have 2 total bases or more as well. How about WNBA? Clark sitting there at 9.5 assists only.
It's a $1.50 though.
Okay.
You can also bet 10.5 overs like plus 115. So the assists have been awesome for her to begin the year.
And then they're taking money. They're up to 4.5 in the total now. Remember, they just played. It was 169 it opened at. Now it's 173.5. And Atlanta beat them on the road, and then the coach said the physicality was too much. We weren't ready for it.
So
see if they respond. But I would think with what Kazarian said when he previewed the season and mentioned that prop that she's just going to be an assist machine, and 9.5 is too short.
So the number overall now, the adjustment here, the day and a half for the team to get used to the Dreams' physicality, the number's up to 4.5.
I don't know. Tough one.
It seems like it's a little rich here at this point. But again, this is the Indiana Fever, and they're probably going to take money a lot here, at least to begin the season.
That's true. And the other thing we discussed was even though they were blown out, Angel Reese had 17 rebounds.
Yeah.
But now they're playing the Liberty. They were big dogs tonight at home. But she's 13.5 under minus 145.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to keep her in there? They're going to get buried. But
so I got some numbers on her overall.
Yeah, they can't score. I know that. But that's to be getting 12. I still think that's too low, and to take the plus money that she's just a rebound machine.
I know it. So she averaged 13.1 rebounds per game last year. She closed the season with 28 straight double-digit rebound games, and she had 7 games of 14-plus in her last 10 games. Games against the Liberty, 16, 10, 10, and 9, but 2 of those games, the 10 and the 9, they were very early. Then she had another 10 late, and then she had 16 in the last game of the season against the Liberty. So it could be a thing where she just is going to come out and average 15, 16 a game for the entire year, and 13 and a half might be adjusted to 14 and a half, maybe 15 and a half at some point if she continues to go over this number. But are you scared a little bit of the competition tonight?
Yeah. But we just saw this though when she still had 17. So, second game of the season, they're going to keep her in, and even if they're down 20, she can still get her numbers. That also mentions that if Chicago has the starters in and then Liberty have the backups in, she'll snatch all those rebounds too. That maybe the backups, you would think they could get some stops actually if you're taking on the backups of the champs.
All right.
And you'll still be out there. Jonathan Davis has a ton of plays up and props for tonight's game in the NHL. We agree on Freddie Anderson. Saves under. The Hurricanes have yet to surrender more than 21 shots on goal a game in the playoffs. He likes under 23.5 saves, and that has won 6 in a row with Anderson in there. And he also likes Bob saves over. Hurricanes got 30 shots in the first game and averaging 33 shots a game in the playoffs, second most in the postseason.
Wow.
Bobrovsky's, that's very good. His saves over 26.5. He's got a good write-up, a ton of props, and another good one. He made a case for a guy who was juicy priced to have an assist, a point, and a goal. And I think he's had a point in 8 of the last 10 games. And he plays for Florida.
Oh, very good. So as for the Bob saves tonight, I mean, that makes sense, right? Where Carolina has to come out with their hair on fire, and they just have to set the tone and attack him often and immediately out of the gates here. You can't come out like...
You got to get the first goal.
That's the thing.
You could jump on him. Come on now.
Paul, if we see a game here tonight where there are 7 shots on goal combined in the... go back to the Washington game, that's not going to do the trick here against Florida. You need to put some pressure on this team because the dam is probably going to break at some point just because Florida is so damn good. Unless Anderson completely stands on his head tonight, pitches a shutout, I think that's going to have to be the game plan.
Yeah. Surprised what's happened so far. 5-2 and 6-3 in the third period yesterday with Edmonton. Man, stay out of the box and come on.
What a terrible job for a team that was playing so well for weeks on end in the playoffs. They just, you want to talk about a choke job. I know the Knicks, that was one thing last night. It was happening almost simultaneously as what went on with the Oilers in that game. Guys, he had a 3-1 lead. Skinner is playing well. The defense was right there with them, and then just the stupid penalties and the no help, and then he fell on his face. It's like, oh, boy. Mm-hmm. But that's a team that we've seen recover in these spots before. Hell, they were down 3 games to none last year in the Stanley Cup final.
We're hitting the road. We go to Omaha for the College World Series, live June 12th through the 14th, right from Rocco's, the iconic home of the Jell-O Shot Challenge. Catch money moves and follow the money live from Omaha. We'll bring you the sights, sounds, and best bets from the tournament. If you're in the neighborhood, stop by, say hello. We already have, we're going to grab lunch with a couple listeners. That'll be fun. Catch the show. Have a great time. Thursday, Friday, normal show times. And Saturday will be a show in the morning. It'll be 9 to 12 local time in Omaha. So come on out for the College World Series, U.S. Open, NBA Finals. We hit the road June 12th through the 14th. College World Series at Rocco's, home of the Jell-O Shot Challenge, hanging out and doing the shows.
Really looking forward to this. So far, the reaction that I've seen on email, ftm@vsin.com, and also on Twitter, is that it's a bucket list for so many people. And now that the show's going to be there this year, they're pondering making the drive if they're not in the Omaha area to come and show up for the first time ever. It's one of those things, right, that can be kind of cool to check out if you've never done it before.
Yeah.
In-Pocket Plays, our official bets for tonight. Coming up on Follow the Money, it's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
An algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
Bad job. Bad read. Looked good. 15 minutes left, but the game exploded in Dallas. Power play goal, power play goal, power play goal. 5 spot. Another hockey game flies over, and Towns hit 3 threes as well. See what Carlisle does, how they match up against him in game 2. They have no answer for Towns. He was 3 of 19 from 3 against Boston, but got it going early in the tough loss. Knicks are in trouble, though. Can't wait for tomorrow. I hope we get a long series. That was fun to watch. They spit it up late. What a game. Pacers to win the East 19-1. Exacta, Carolina, Dallas, 11-1. Got to have Carolina tonight. The game that Meatman just gave out as well. This has moved considerably. It was under minus 140. Now it's like $2, $2.50. Meatman likes it under 2. And also gave out no goal score at 6-1. Don't play 0-0 because you still get paid if it's an own goal with no goal score. Mm-hmm. Cat, most rebounds. He didn't, it was all Hart. You had that 5-1 that you liked in that series. That's off to a good start. That's both series combined, East and West. Cat most boards, $2. Halliburton assists, $2. Thunder to win game 1 in the series, the double minus 170. League 1, playoff game Sunday, Wembley, Charlton. Leyton Orient under 2.5. Man City minus 170 Sunday against Fulham. And Anderson under 23.5 saves. Again, this has won 6 in a row, and a great breakdown from Davis, as we just talked about, in the Pirates team total over 4.5 going tonight. Can the Timberwolves win the series if they lose tonight?
I mean, super unlikely.
Yeah, you have to beat them 4 out of 5. And a team that won 68 games.
Yeah, probably not going to happen.
And DraftKings put up OKC $6 if they face the Pacers in the finals today.
Okay. A huge number, man.
Give this team some respect.
Hunter Brown over 6.5 Ks. That was a loser yesterday. Rangers' first 5 was a push, actually, not a loss. That was a push. Your gut call on that one, under, actually. Should have been a play in the first 5.
The weather.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
But DeGrom was awesome yet again.
They got,
so good, and they couldn't get him any support. It was 1-1 at the end of 5. So that was a push, and what we have pending here, Tigers need one that's going on right now, 16-1. Most wins in May. Phillies won again today, so they have 15. They lead all of baseball now in most wins for this month. Tigers now have to keep pace with them. Soto, MVP, pending, 20-1 National League, and in the Eastern Conference, Josh Hart most rebounds at plus 550. As for tonight's action, so here's the player, and I was watching the game last night thinking to myself, my God, we need a little bit more Obi Toppin in our lives.
Yeah.
He was so good, and he is so athletic.
Another mistake by the Knicks. How do you just let him dunk it?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, how you let him go? Because he was on the team.
Well, that too, right? What was the trade?
I don't remember that. I got to go back and look. But
I liked it, yeah.
So I'm thinking that watching the game, and then JVT texted me earlier today. He's like, yeah, he had 10 rebounds tonight, and the Knicks out-rebounded them 46-39.
Okay.
And that's going to be a problem for Indy throughout the entire series. And Toppin showed a lot of life there on the glass last night.
Oh, the big put-down dunk?
But in terms of rebounding, right?
Yeah,
that was huge, right? So for him to put that back, obviously, I think they're going to have to play him maybe a little bit more to help out with the rebounding. I laddered him earlier today, 5+ plus 135, 6+ plus 270, and 7+ rebounds, plus 550 in game number 2 tomorrow night. And as for tonight, talked about this earlier, Naz Reid, 6+ rebounds, plus 122. He was a force in the regular season. He averaged more than 10 per game against the Thunder in those 4 games. He had 8 the other night. And he's a really good rebounder, and I think he's going to have to be played a lot because I thought that Gobert was going to not give them anything offensively in this series, and that absolutely panned out in game 1. And maybe there's an angle here where Reed's going to play 30, 35 minutes plus out of necessity, and I think that can happen. And I'll take my chances with going over. I think it's just a bad number. I think you get to 6, no problem again tonight.
The numbers last night: Brunson 43, Cat 35 and 12, Hart 13 boards, Bridges 16, OG 16. Can you imagine if this is a long Halliburton 31 and 11? Oh, awesome. Smarter bets start here and last all year long with VSiN Pro. Get an annual subscription, get 14 months, just $1.99 when you use promo code PRO. 2 extra months free, less than 50 cents a day. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber, get instant access to the morning email from Bill 80, every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, the dog videos, the betting trends from Mackinnon, all the breakdowns. VSiN.com/subscribe pro. Code PRO to lock in the offer. Get it now.
Let me give you this. And again, you can always respond to us to what you heard earlier today with the news here at Circa Sports. They have added a new contest for the upcoming football season. It is called Circa Grandissimo. The entry is $100,000. And, it's got a guarantee of $1.5 million. So they're obviously hoping to get 15 people involved, and people are guessing overall. The consensus is in the 20s, that people are coming up with their idea of how many entries they're going to get for that. This is from Chris on X. It says, "Gents, I feel the estimates for a Grandissimo are a little light. Lots of money and ego out there for the thrill, and awe to say they did it. Not to mention all the perks that come along with the entry." Fantastic segments earlier today. And if you missed it, Benson ran down all the perks. That was at 5:15 Eastern, 2:15 Pacific. You can go back and find that on the VSiN Watch app today. Unbelievable, the perks that you're going to get if you sign up for that contest. So I agree with the ego part. People that got a lot of money, and when somebody in their neighborhood pulls in with a brand new car, they're like, oh, wait a second. He one-upped me there? I'm going to have to go back to my dealer and say, I need the new, whatever kind of car that you're looking at to match it. And so once the word of mouth, I think, starts to spread for this, it can maybe take off a little bit here. You guessed 10,000.
Yes.
I said it wouldn't surprise me if Derek goes big or goes home. I threw out 50. But 100.
Good call. I know. Stunning. We already got a guy in. He's going to sign up tomorrow at 9. And they got the board up. They put the board up behind us. There you go with the sign-ups.
Sign-ups
open for business tomorrow. Get a proxy. Come on down. Go to and get the schedule as well. The schedules are out ready to go at the gift shop. $9.99 for the little guy. And at the D or Circa, they go fast. People love them with the schedules.
Now, how about this? Let's go back to 2 days ago when we were signing off the air. The number for Game 1 was down to 6.5 at some spots. Thunder favored over the Wolves, and it opened 7.5, down to 7 at most books. 6.5s were out there.
Yep.
Now tonight, tip-off's coming up not too long from right now, and it's 8.5 almost everywhere.
Well, the thinking was big spot for Minnesota, better spot because of the rest, and OKC just had the 7-game series and the short turnaround.
Don't we like Minnesota, though, off the zigzag and the bounce back here?
Yep.
Right?
I agree. We're going to find out what they're made of tonight. And if OKC punks them again, then it's, oh boy, we're going to have a short series. Even though you could say OKC struggled in Denver, but I got to see what it looks like offensively and the changes they've made. Maybe it's just simple as, okay, we made shots. We weren't 15 of 51. We were aggressive. And we do a better job defensively. But that second half was ugly. But this is wild. This was Chris Finch after they played in February. It's so frustrating to play this team because they foul a ton. They foul all the time, and then you can't touch SGA. It's a frustrating thing, and it takes a lot of mental toughness to play through it.
Right.
Well, they weren't happy with it and were complaining in Game 1. So we'll see what the officials do with SGA, and also if Minnesota can get some calls, and certainly McDaniels and other guys were in foul trouble.
Yeah, there's also this angle, too, that maybe Oklahoma City plays to their 68 regular season win level.
That's true.
And they just, take care of business, and maybe they only lose like one more game in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did have an all-time season in the regular season. And so their level of play is absolutely lights out, and they were power rated to the moon. And if they, they didn't play like it for a lot of the playoffs against Denver and a couple games against Memphis, but they've also had 3 blowout wins. And if that continues to happen, we're all going to look back and just say, yep, saw that one coming. Should have seen it coming anyway. So that's where they were from October all the way through, April.
I'm with you. Randall points over, but Ant has to be aggressive. A big game for Ant and Naz Reid. If he should be able to make a couple threes and go over that prop.
Great. Prime time is next for 4 hours. Good luck with your bets tonight. We'll see you.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.